Have you ever felt like life is just happening to you? Like you're going through the motions, but something just feels a bit off, like there's no purpose behind all of this? Well, what if I told you that meaning isn't something that you find, it's something that you create? So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that step by step so you can feel more fulfilled every single day. And make sure you stay for the last tip because this is a really good one that a lot of people don't actually realize until they get much older. So basically, creating your own meaning in life is way more empowering than trying to find it because it's not something that you're going to really find. You can learn different things and assign different meaning to those things. But when you intentionally use your mind to say, this is what this thing means to me, then you can basically make your whole life mean whatever you want it to. That's the amazing thing about being a human and having this cognitive brain and being able to understand language and communicate with language. We can make anything mean whatever we want it to. So you can basically just make it up and create it. Now, I just want to point one thing out before we get started on the 4 steps of how to create a meaningful life. So there's a difference between external meaning and internal meaning. So external meaning might be things like the achievements that you get, the things that you own, and external things outside of yourself. Whereas internal meaning is the kind of meaning that you assign onto your life and your experience, the meaning that you assign to your thoughts and your emotions, and basically your internal beliefs, your values, and your purpose. Now, there's nothing wrong with external meaning and putting certain meaning on external things, but the only way that you're going to find real happiness and true meaning in your life is if you're focusing on that internal meaning. But we'll get a little bit more into that later. Where we're going to start is step 1, which is identify what truly matters to you. So I'm going to get you to reflect on what is really important to you, your values, your strengths, and what are you really passionate about. So what are some things that you feel really strongly about and that either make you really excited or even things that make you really angry? That's a sign that it's something that's really important to you. So it means that you value that thing. So you're going to be hearing me talk a lot about values on this channel. And I know it might seem like a bit of a confusing concept, but it's pretty simple. Basically, values are it just means what is important to you. So I'm going to get you to write down your top 5 values. What are the things that are most important to you? So these don't have to be like one word, like family values or patience. They can be a kind of concept if you want it to be. So for example, my top values are happiness and positivity, personal development and self-growth, having strong relationships and connections with others, creativity, and living in the moment and being in the now. So they are all the things that are most important to me in my life. And this is what I live my life by. This is why I get up in the morning, and I choose to intentionally put the meaning on these things and decide to live my life through those values. So pause the video now and write down your top 5 values. All right, now that you've done that, welcome back. And we're going to move on to step 2, which is reframe everyday experiences to add meaning. So meaning isn't what happens, it's how we interpret what happens. So there's no actual meaning that exists. Really, everything is objective. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. These are all just opinions that people have and beliefs that people choose to have. People choose to make whatever anything means to them mean to them. Whether you're doing it subconsciously or intentionally, you're still deciding that that's what that thing means to you. Everything is neutral, and we only think that things are either good or bad because we decide that that's what we think about it. That's our belief about it. We choose to believe that something is good or bad. And at the same time, we can choose to believe that anything means anything. You could say the sky is pink, the sky is not blue. You could decide to make the meaning of the color blue. You could decide to call it pink. And you could say the sky is pink, the ocean is pink, and I'm deciding that's what that color means to me, so that's what it is. Your beliefs are always true to you. When you choose to believe something, then that is the right, correct thing. And meaning can obviously mean different things to anyone. So anything can mean something different to anyone. And this is the beauty of humanity, is we all have different opinions and we have all different experiences of this life. So what this means, or at least what I choose to believe this means, is that we can put whatever meaning we want on anything. So I studied art at university, and we learned all about interpreting art and how art is really, it only means what it means to the viewer. People have different interpretations of it, and the artist may have had assigned a certain meaning to the artwork when they made it. But in the end, however the viewer perceives it when they look at it, they say, I think that means this thing. And it could be the same thing if you think about dreams, how you interpret a dream and what that means to you, or if you just think it doesn't mean anything. But you can apply that concept to everything. It's not just art and dreams. You can look at your cup and you could say, this cup is a work of art, or you could say, this cup is a tool to use for drinking. Or you could say, this cup I use as a shovel in the backyard to move dirt. You get to choose what it means to you. So this is such an empowering concept. When you decide to intentionally make the meaning of your life, it means that you can literally create the life of your dreams. You could have like a big house, a nice car, and be really rich and still be really depressed because none of the things in your life have the meaning that you want them to have. Or at the same time, you could be a monk in the forest, meditating all day, be completely at peace and have true happiness and purpose because they're just living in the moment all day and they know that they already have everything that they need within them. So if something in your life isn't the way you want it to be or doesn't mean what you want it to, try and assign a different meaning to it and look at it from a different perspective. This is why talking to other people about your problems can be really helpful, because you're getting someone else's perspective on it and it might have been something that you wouldn't have thought of before. So if you're having a struggle or a challenge in your life, you can try and assign a different meaning to it and try and look at it from a growth mindset perspective and think about, how can I learn and grow from this? Even for things that are like neutral in your life and you don't really mind either way, if you try and assign a positive meaning to it, or try and think of reasons why this could be a good thing, or how this could make you happier, or how you're grateful for this thing. This is why practicing gratitude is so helpful. If you start doing that, you're going to realize before you know it, your life is going to be so much better and you're going to be enjoying yourself more. Step 3, align your actions with your meaning. So if you refer back to those 5 top values that you wrote down before and think about, how can you integrate this into your daily life? Are you actually living out with your behavior and with your actions the things that are most important to you? And I can assure you, if you're not doing this, you're probably not happy. And if you start doing this, you're going to be more happy. When you know yourself and you're self-aware, and then you start living in alignment with your values, you'll start enjoying your life more because you're doing the things that are important to you. So if you think about your normal day, is your actual behavior and habits aligned with your values? So what things could you do to start living out your values? If you maybe value kindness, for example, are you being kind to the people around you in your daily life? Can you do that more? Are you going to feel better if you do that more? Probably. And whenever you're not living in alignment with your values, you're probably going to feel pretty shit about yourself. And I just want to make another side note here, and that is that your values can change over time, and that's okay. Everyone grows and changes over time, and that doesn't matter. As long as you're revisiting what's important to you and then living by that, then you'll have more meaning and purpose in your life. Step number 4, find meaning in connection and contribution. So basically, helping others and being part of something bigger is always going to create more fulfillment in your life. Humans are social beings and we're born to be part of a group and part of a community. If you're looking for purpose in your life, hot tip, it's probably got something to do with contributing and giving back to others. This is really valuable advice, especially if you're young. Some people get way too old before they realize this, and then it's too late. Giving back to others is inherently fulfilling for humans. So this doesn't necessarily have to mean giving to charity or volunteering or anything like that. You can start to create meaning and purpose in your life by assigning meaning to what you're already doing. So for example, if you work any kind of job, chances are you are contributing to society in some sort of way. So when you go into work next, try and think about, how am I contributing? How is what I'm doing in my job giving back to society and making other people's lives better? You are helping, you are being a human in this world, and you are making a difference. Whether you think it's a big difference or not, you get to actually choose how much of a difference you're making and what it means to you. So you might be just working at McDonald's or in a retail shop, nothing that you really think might mean very much, but this might be actually affecting people's lives a lot more than you think. Every time you're serving a customer, if you're really happy in that, and then you might make their day, you're helping them get the food that they need or get an item of clothing that they love, and you are essentially helping them to make their lives better. So if you assign that meaning to your day and go in with intention of, I am contributing and I'm giving back, you're going to actually start to feel way more fulfilled, and you're going to see your behavior change. You're going to become more of the person that you want to be. You're going to become happier and kinder. And even if it does kind of seem selfish because you're kind of doing it for yourself, that doesn't matter. You're helping people anyway. So everyone wins here. So for another example, if you're like a parent or a partner, try and think about the different ways of how you're actually making the lives of your loved ones better. How are you making the people in your life happier? It might just be like cooking dinner or just being yourself around them. You are contributing to the world and you're making the world a better place. And if you come from the perspective of giving back and contributing, then you're going to start living out in a much more loving way, and karma will just come right back at you and fill you up with purpose and meaning and love and happiness. So yeah, create your own meaning in the connections that you have with other people and in contributing back to the world. So basically, to sum all of this up, meaning is an ongoing, evolving practice. It's something that you need to work on every day, and there's no right way to live this life. You get to choose whatever meaning you put on anything. You get to choose the meaning of your life, and only you. No one else is living your life, and now you have this secret, which is going to be a massive advantage to you. So yeah, if you didn't write down your 5 top values, go back and do it now. And start applying this to your life, and start looking at your life, assigning meaning to the things that you want to mean something better for you, and enjoy the process. You have the power. This is all up to you. So what are you going to do today to make your life more meaningful? This is my brand new channel, so please like and subscribe. I will notice and I will appreciate it so much, and it means so much to me because I choose to let it mean that to me. Have an awesome day.